What's up, gamers? My webcam's gone. Hold on. I guess I didn't check that. Give me one moment. I gotta open NVIDIA Broadcast. Come on, open. It's taking so long. Okay, it should be working now. Why is it not working? There we go. Hi, everybody. Oh yeah, the jump scare. The jump scare. Yeah. What's going on? Yo, welcome in, Oshik, Cosmo. How you guys doing? All right. Yeah, the jump scare. Oh man. Yeah, I need to finish that website one of these days. I'll try and get around to that eventually. Working on a new game again. Oh yeah? What's the idea? Delirium. What about Delirium, Dylan? Kind of like a space delivery service game? That sounds kind of fun. Yeah. That could be interesting. I've been itching, you know, I got the itch to do some kind of space game. Because it would be fun. I do really like the idea of, like, you know, a game like well, I know I am making a space game, but but I guess I mean one just in space. Cause like it would be really cool if I could do one that's like I don't know, I can never remember the name of the game. I have to look it up again. Oh yeah, Barotrauma. It'd be cool to have a space Barotrauma, you know? Instead of in a submarine, you're in a spaceship. But no, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe one day. We'll see. You just bring things from, yeah, A to B in a specific time and upgrading your ship, yeah. Yeah, I think that could be pretty fun. And there could be all sorts of like obstacles and stuff. Solar storms. Dangerous nebulas. Stuff like that. Yeah, that could be cool. Alright, let's see here. So. Give me just a minute. Okay. So, I'm 3D printing right now. Let's get the 3D printer cam set up. Bob. I'm gonna have to change. I think the IP changed. Is it that one now? Hold on, guys. I'll figure out what the proper IP is for my 3D printer. There's one of these numbers. What was it? That one, was it? I'm gonna have to look at my 3D printer and see what the IP is right now. I don't know why, like, it's not a static IP. I don't really know. Let me check. I figured it out. Okay, watch this, guys. Ready? Come on. Refresh. Why isn't it working? It should be working. Oh, for some reason it has another dot. Hold on, guys. Hold on, hold on. Wait. Boom. Okay. Let's just get this all configured. I'm just gonna put this up here. And can I just add text as a child to this source? No, because it has to be a group. Printer cam. There you guys go. Now you can watch the 3D printer go in the corner. Alright. Anyways. So today, we're going to be working on Starground, guys. Is printer cam too big? Or is it okay? It's probably okay. Worked on it all day. It's almost 1 a.m. now, and I have a flying 0G guy with a ship that's about 200 times faster than them. Yeah. I have to use the Godot particle system. Nice. Godot particle system is a great particle system mainly used in Godot to make particles. That is exactly right, yeah. Yeah, I realize the text is not centered. Oh god, I'm moving everything wrong. How do I get this centered? It doesn't want to snap to the center of the image. About there looks pretty centered. Nah, maybe a little to the left, like that. So, hey, what's up, Robbie? How's it going? Oh yeah, so I've been working on some more shader stuff here. We're gonna dive into it a little bit today because shaders are fun and cool. I used to hate shaders, guys. I used to think shaders are stupid and bad, and sometimes they are. But the more I do them, I think the more fun they get. So I kind of want to do more shaders. But I thought it would be really cool to have like some fog, some water vapor in the first dungeon. Because we worked on this shader for the first dungeon last time. And that looks pretty good. So I think it'd be cool to you know, why don't I put the text?
$1 billion franchise.
Thank you, Robbie. Maybe one day. Nah, I doubt it. Here, let's put the text on the printer cam so it's... Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, $1 billion franchise. That'd be insane. But yeah. I'm pretty happy with this shader. With like the plants, you know? The moss with the little mushrooms on top. So I would like to do more shader stuff. I started messing around with this. It's super basic. All it is just taking in a noise texture that looks like fog and it's scrolling across the screen. So that's all it is right now. But there's a couple things I'm gonna have to adjust for. As you can see, when I resize the screen, the fog gets resized also. So that really doesn't work. And I'm not sure like how to fix that. I feel like we did fix that with one of these shaders one time. And I feel like it was with this puddle shader. So I don't remember what we did to fix it. I think it might have been this, where we got like this UV height thing. Right? Because I know we were, yeah, doing this in the puddle. But I don't know if that's gonna work. We can try it. No. It doesn't work, so I'm not sure. I do not know. Unless that was just adjusting for height, but no, it doesn't matter. Hopefully you guys can hear the printer in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. Remember the days where the only thing to watch was a dungeon moon? Yeah. Yeah, because I don't even know if Viridian was there when I first added the Star Launcher. I can't remember. I mean, I must have added it pretty soon, but I think the very first thing was just the dungeon. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Yeah. Viridian and Enceladus, yeah, because I must have had a way to... Yeah, there was no sun back then, yeah. Yeah, crazy times, guys. Man, how am I gonna adjust for this? If I can just get that working, then it's fine, you know? I just don't know what... Like, I swear that I've, like, done this before, you know? And I would just do UV, but it doesn't seem to matter. Like, if I do that change. Okay, but the issue is that if I resize the window with regular UV, you'll see. Let me, unless that adjustment does work, it's just not for in the editor. We'll see. Because maybe it's just the issue is that it's... The texture pixel size isn't actually changing when I resize it in the editor like that, and so it still is doing the thing. But maybe, now that we're, you know, in the game, maybe it'll be fine. So let's see what happens. No, it still does it. So... But you can see the thing I'm trying to avoid. I just don't want the fog to, like, squash like that, right? Because it's not what I want. Finally got new headphones, wireless and 2-day battery. Let's go. Yeah, I really like wireless headphones. Yeah, not broken. That's always good. Wireless headphones are very nice. I have these headphones. They're kind of breaking. Like, there's a little... I made a little repair. I think it's over here. Right here. You can see it. I can't see it. There's a bunch of like white epoxy and glue. It's kind of a mess, but they're holding up. I don't know how. I really thought they would have broken by now, but I guess it's okay. Oh, do you think it's because I'm multiplying height by the UV height instead of the actual UV? Well, it's definitely changed now, but now everything is just okay. I don't know, what does this need to be? Because there's screen pixel size. I mean, is it like texture pixel size, you know? Like, basically, I just want to resize this, and I want the noise to stay the same. I know that this is like a thing I've done before. Like maybe it's with the water shader. Because actually, yeah. I don't think that does that. Just offset coordinates. So we're saying times equals snapped color. So we're saying coordinates. This is the coordinates that we're getting. Texture size of the noise times texture warp x, y. So vert plus screen UV. Maybe that's our issues. We just have to grab the vertex position and then add it to the screen UV here. Maybe that's what we need to do. Let's give it a try. So this will be void vertex. And in that, we say vert is that. And then coordinates are that. So vert will be a varying vec2 vert. There's something I accidentally left out of that, isn't there? Back to our water shader. Oh, well, it's just this, vert plus screen UV. Let's try that. Plus screen UV. Could be interesting. Let's see what it does. Noise does not exist. Oh, did I accidentally delete our noise? I think I did. It's imaginary there holding up dark magic, yeah. Sampler 2D noise has to be a uniform. Let's try that. Okay, so far not good. Oh, it's because I don't have... Oh no, it is there. Okay, so it's just darkness now. Guys, I don't know what to do. This is the only annoying part about shaders, is like, just trying to get, like, one specific little thing working. I don't know why it works for the water texture just fine. Because dividing it by the other noises I don't think matters. Unless it does matter, unless we do have to just divide it by the texture size of this. Right? I mean, maybe. Let's try it. Texture size, noise 0. What have I done? Yeah, it still doesn't seem to do anything. So I don't really know what to do. Right? Is it because I'm not saying... Hold on. Repeat. I might have... Oh. Well, something has happened. And what if I get rid of the dividing? So it's just really tiny. So I need to multiply by 10 or something. I think multiplying it would make it get smaller, but I don't know, let's see. Yeah, I think that's getting smaller. So maybe we just keep dividing. Divide by 100. Oh, it's being really weird. Like, it's there, I just don't know what the heck is going on here. You know? Unless it's because it's dividing all of that, or just the screen UV, that's probably what it is. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, it's actually working. Now, does it work with scaling, though? It does. See, so this is what I wanted, just so that if we resize this or the screen changes size, the texture isn't going to get all messed up. Okay, so that is going to work. Then the only other thing that we have to do is just offset it, right, by our movement. So then just plus offset. And check it out, guys. Fog. So that should work. Still some things we're gonna have to do, though. One thing that probably isn't gonna work is like zooming in and out, unless it does. I mean, maybe it does. We'll see. No, but it's not gonna actually be like since it's attached to the canvas, we'll have to manually adjust the zooming, which isn't a big deal. We can just pass in the zoom level of our camera and multiply it by a value, you know, to change the size of it. So it shouldn't be too bad. So let's see what this looks like really quick, though, in game. Just making sure this looks okay. And then we can modify the offset with the position to make it look like it's in the world instead of just paste it onto the screen. The reason why I just like it on the screen is because it's easy. I don't have to worry about it, like, being in areas or clipping through things that you're not supposed to see it in and stuff, right? And honestly, I'm almost considering doing that with the water shader, too, that we have for Tyria. But yeah. And then if we resize... Yes, that's exactly what I want it to. It's a little quirky with the vertical GUI, but, you know, you're not going to resize it. I just want it to look normal, right? So it's fine. Cool. Well, that works. So now let's make it all cool and epic. So we're gonna have a couple different uniforms. Uniform, float, zoom. Uniform, float, position. And so we're just gonna set both of those with code in the player. Or we just do it in here, honestly, or it's in the canvas, so whatever, do it in here. Only need to do it if we are the authority. So right down and right here. Just gonna call this one fog. Dot set. Oops, dot material. Dot set. Fader. Parameter. So we're gonna set zoom with our camera zoom, right? Camera 2D dot zoom dot x. I think that's what we want. And also our global position. We're gonna say position. All right, so let's see what happens with that. But let's actually implement that stuff. Yeah, it's gonna complain. That's fine. What is that variable on the camera called? Because I thought it was called zoom. Yeah, it is zoom. Just making sure. Oh, and position actually... Duh. That's a vec2, guys. I'm stupid. Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. In here, we are dividing it by that, but we're gonna be dividing it by this times our zoom level. Right? So, if our zoom level is 1, we're all good. But if we zoom out, it does that. If we zoom in, it does that. Right? Now, the only issue is that it's doing that zoom centered around, like, the 0 coordinates, which doesn't look good. I'm wondering if I can just offset that by screen... I don't know, maybe by screen UV divided by 2. Doesn't seem to work. Just so that it does that in the center instead of at the corner. See, I'm not sure how I would do that. I would think that I would just add an offset to the coordinates, right? Right here. Just say plus, you know, back to 1280, 720 or something. But then I'm gonna have to get the resolution of the screen. But there's probably a shader variable for that. Doesn't seem to work though. Actually, I think we want to do minus. Oh, and it would actually only be half of what that is, right? So what's half of 1280? 540? Half 720? 360? There we go. So now you can see that it's doing it near the center. So we just have to get those. It's just going to be whatever half of the screen resolution is. So hey, Jacobs, welcome in. What's going on? How's it going? Okay, so they're saying that this is what we need. So we just have to say screen pixel size and then inverted. So 1 divided by that. Let's try that. And then we have to divide that by 2. Let's go. I feel like it's working. I think it's just because it's based off of this screen size, not the actual box, but that's fine because, you know, it's okay if it doesn't work in the editor. Okay, so that's working. So if we zoom out, you can see that that'll zoom out with the camera. Likewise, if we zoom in. Actually, it might be inverse, so we might have to say, right, if our zoom is 1, I think a lower zoom means that the camera will be zoomed out. So we're gonna have to change that. So we're just gonna multiply this by zoom 1 divided by zoom. And that should work, I think. Or I guess I'll just say... Let's see, how can I do this? Vec2 divided by zoom. So now if we zoom in, yeah, and then if we zoom out, does that. All right, so that should work. We'll see though. I think the final thing then is just going to be offsetting it by our position. And that's really easy because we just say this plus our position, right? And that's it. Invalid assignment. Oh yeah, plus. Wait, offset? Oh yeah, offset really should be a vec2, honestly. So now, like, as we move through the world, you can see it changing its position. Now, this is going to move way too fast. We need to do some kind of conversion for this, right? I'm not sure what that is going to be. But yeah, like, because also if we zoom out, it's going to be moving... Okay, no, it does, it'll move a consistent offset, so that's okay. Let's see. How are we going to change this? I'm just trying to think, like, what value that needs to be, right? Because if we move, like, 1 pixel in the world, this shouldn't move, you know, 1 whole thing over. Because it's going to be like this. It's way too fast. So we need to divide... It's like, what is 1 in this? 1 is like a whole size of this thing, right? So I think all we need to do is just get screen pixel size on the X, or on both, and say position divided by that. maybe not divided. Times? Thought it would have been divided though. Yeah, see now it barely moves at all. So if we move 64 pixels, it should only look like it's moved an actual 64 pixels. But I guess the thing is, it's not the screen size though that counts. It's actually how many tiles are in the camera. So I think that's the thing that we're gonna have to check for. Hey, thank you for the hydrate. Also, what's up, Deblado? How's it going? And thank you for the spin. Appreciate it. I guess now that I think about it, we do need to take into account the screen size. Because if we're on a little tiny screen, it's going to move more. Okay. So why is this... Oops. No, that's fine. Canvas fog. Material. Set zoom. I don't know what the issue is here. Invalid access. So it's saying that the node is null. I don't know why. Canvas fog. Oh, I'm not saying material. My bad. Why can't I type? Okay. Oh, I typed there, I guess. Hey, Abra, thank you so much. Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. I don't know why the overlay didn't activate the confetti. I'm not sure why it didn't do that. We'll have to take a look into that. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Gonna be my nightly content for today. Epic. Sounds good. Yeah, we're currently working on shader stuff right now. I'll show you what we've got going on. Let's restart the game. Yeah, the channel icons will have custom little icons now. Yeah, I went through and did like a big, you know, day of just working on, or weekend working on just the Twitch stuff, so. Yeah, how's my day been? Yeah, it's been going good. Just working on shader stuff for Starground right now. We are messing around with this, I don't know why this keeps saying there's a null instance, though. Zoom. Material. Right, so I should be able to say set shader parameter. Oh, I don't know why I'm saying dot material. Just do that. Hold on. But I'm working on like a fog shader for the first level of the dungeon, because I think it would just be a cool ambience. We've been doing a lot of shader stuff recently, and it's been fun. I think shaders are really cool. We did one shader for the first dungeon room, so instead of having to go through and manually place down all the foliage, it just automatically does it. So we get this kind of like mossy splotches, and then anywhere on top of that moss, it'll make these little mushrooms and grass things. As before, we had these just like separate tiles that were pasted on top, but I thought that was way too much work, so I kind of like having it just be one shader that we attach to the floor. Because now, in here, whenever I create a new floor, right, if I just do this, it just, boom, it has the noise on it, and it's really cool. It works really well. So it's just going to make it very easy to create these levels quickly and stuff, and not have to worry about setting and drawing in all these tiles. So yeah, good stuff. Made a questionable decision today. Oh yeah? What was that? Why is this not working? I feel like I'm crazy right now. Okay, this is the node that we're modifying. So in canvas fog dot material dot set shader parameter. Unless I'm just doing something wrong. I don't know. See, this is what we're doing. Shader, set shader parameter. the name, and the value. But for some reason, this keeps saying it's a null object on the fog here. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know, I'm kind of confused on why that doesn't work. Position, camera 2D. Is it because the camera doesn't exist yet or something? But it's not saying that it's a null value. It's just... Okay, maybe it is saying that the camera doesn't exist yet. I don't know why that would be. Do we have a variable for the camera? No. Oh, unless the camera is like somewhere else. Oh, it's just called camera. Okay, I'm just stupid, guys. Oh well, let's fix it. I decided to stop using Arch Linux and installed Nix OS instead. Oh yeah? Yeah, I'm not really familiar with any of those, but it's interesting. What's the reasoning behind the switch, then? Okay, let's try this out. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, the movement is insane. So ignore the movement stuff. But you can see when I zoom in and out, it looks like the fog is like real. Like it's in the world. Technically, this fog is just pasted onto the camera, right? So it's not even like... it's not real. But, like it's not physically in the world, but essentially what I'm just doing here is making it look like it is, right? So, okay. So I think I'm gonna set the zoom to 1 on this, and we're gonna count how many tiles are visible in here, right? So let's just do normal tall aspect ratio. Okay. So if we are in the center of a tile, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 24 tiles. So now we have a value that we can kind of change this with, right? So if we go back to 2D into our fog. So we're going to want to divide that by 24. So that'll give our pixels in terms of... I guess it doesn't matter. I don't think we need to know the tiles, but I'm just going to put it down here in case we need that. Maybe we do just want to say divided by screen pixel size. I don't know why, though. It seems like that makes it worse. For some reason, multiplying by screen pixel size. Oh, because we have to say 1 divided by, but then we might as well just say, yeah. Okay, so that should help, I think. So if we move like 64 pixels over, or 128, then it should shift us the appropriate amount. But I might have to multiply that by 24. We'll see. I don't know yet. Just so that we get it like in terms of our tiles. Stable releases, wider range of packages, and the Nix package manager is awesome. Nice. Oh, you got a YouTube video, yeah. Yeah. I've definitely heard of Nix OS and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's probably just a more, you know, modern OS. Oh yeah, that's got a lot of packages. But yeah, that's cool. I'll check this video out later. But yeah. Nice. So hey, what's up, Sakillas? Yeah. Fishing in hell. No, we're just working on a fog shader right now. Trying to get the position stuff of this working. You can see it's like kind of working, right? But it's like it's inverse or something. Because when I'm moving down, it looks like the fog is moving up for some reason. Or wait, no, that's correct, actually. Never mind. I realized, no, that's actually what it should be doing. That actually looks good. Wait a minute. Now, for some reason, the horizontal movement is not good, and I don't know why. Because that's doing, it's like just not quite enough, but I bet if I'm at zoom level 1. See, that's the other thing, is does the zoom level affect? Because I don't think the zoom level matters. Because, it'll just do whatever it needs to do. So vertical seems to be working just fine. We'll have to figure out why the horizontal, though, is weird. Maybe it's just because the horizontal is wider than the vertical. So, but I don't know. Relaxing, drinking wine, and waiting on some pizza. Nice. I actually just had pizza for lunch, so... Speaking of pizza, I'll go eat some. Let's go. Pizza time. But we're really close with this, I think. Something I need to do, which I did before with the camera, is... We actually need to get, like, the current position of the camera instead of the... Right, it's like get... It was one of these. Get target position? No. Maybe it was get the screen center position. I think it was. What am I printing? I am printing a little stand. My mom's been like growing sprouts. Basically, you just put some plant seeds in a jar until they sprout, and then you eat them. So she's having an issue since she had the jars vertical. The seeds would just go against the mesh and then block out any water drainage, so they were getting like moldy and stuff. So I'm printing these little stands so the jars can stay at a 45, and the water can drain out without the plants blocking the holes. So we'll see. I printed one and it was looking pretty good, so hopefully it'll work. Okay, so that's giving an accurate camera position. I mean, like, this is close, right? I feel like this is, like feels pretty good. It's just a little weird. Like, when we move to the right, it's like the X is inverse. I don't know why. The vertical honestly looks really accurate. Like, I think that's correct. Right? I don't see any weirdness. Like, I think that's moving how it should. But for some reason on the left and right, it's, like, going the wrong way. I don't know why. But that's fine. We can just go into the shader. I mean, I guess one option is just to, instead of inverting that, we just say this, right? So we say vec2 cos.y like this, and then just say that the x is inverse. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I'm not sure why we have to do that, though. Why is the fog moving according to the player? Just so it looks like it's in the world. And also it's because I have the fog as a part of, like, it's on the player's screen. So essentially I'm just kind of creating an illusion of it being in the world, right? Okay, so that made it worse. So I don't think it's an issue of it being the wrong direction. I think it's just not being multiplied enough for some reason. Which is weird. And then I almost feel like the vertical might be too much or something. I don't know, this is tricky to get working, isn't it? But yeah, the fog is in the player's canvas node. And the reason I do that is just so I don't have to have it be a physical object in the world. It is way better this way, but it's just a kind of a case of, like, getting it to display properly. So I mean, I think we're really close. I'm just thinking, like, it seems like we are not moving enough in the X direction. And I don't know why. It might be because we need to actually get the opposite of this. Like, because the thing with the pixel size is... Okay, well, if we go ahead and just convert this into terms we understand, So 1 divided by the pixel size is going to be, right? That is the size of the screen. So yeah, the issue is that if we're getting the horizontal size of the screen, that's just going to, yeah, that's not going to work. Because it's going to make the X value smaller than it should be. So I think actually what we want to do in this case is just get like a value of like times screen pixel size dot y. Like I don't think we want to actually multiply with the X at all, because it's just going to be wrong. Because with how the offset works here, this is basically like doesn't take into account the size of the screen when we set this offset, and this is the texture offset. So yeah, because I think the screen is wider, which means that it's going to make that value smaller on the X, and that's why it looked like it was going too slow, I think. I mean, this doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's just fog. But yeah, that seems to be working how it should now. I'll have to move the time offset until it looks fine static. Yeah, we could do that just to see, make sure it looks normal. I'll just say 1 or whatever for now, so it's static. And then let's take a look at that. Then we can add it back in. But I think this is looking good to me so far. We'll have to check some other screen resolutions and stuff, like what if you have a really big screen and all that business, but I think it'll work. And the only other thing that might be an issue is the GUI scaling. That might affect it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But this looks pretty good. It's a little off. Like for some reason it's just wobbling ever so slightly. And when I zoom in, I don't know why it's not zooming in the center. Is it zooming in the center around there? No, it's probably fine. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I mean, honestly, that's close enough for me. It is just fog. It's not. It doesn't have to be perfect. But then let's check some other scenarios. Like, what if it's like this? That's fine, actually. And then what if it's like this? See, now it's weird. It's too fast. So I wonder why that is. I think it's because the size in the camera is too small, right? So it's fine when we're at 16:9 aspect ratio. But then let's also check UI scaling, right? Does that mess with it? Because technically it should. No, it doesn't. That's good to know. So the final issue that we're having it's just when the screen is too, like the camera is too small. It gets pushed around too much. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do is just divide it by the maximum of X or Y, right? Because then if it's one of the other ones is larger. Well, I've done this before. I think we just need to say, like, depending on the ratio, because everything is, the camera is kind of scaled around 16:9, right? So I think I just need to say this. I'm just going to make a vec2 screen size here, right? Because I don't want to have to insert this in everywhere. Okay. So we can say if, right, screen size dot x divided by screen size dot y. So if it's 19... Let's see, 1920 divided by 1080, it's going to be this value, right? So if we just say if that's greater than 16 divided by 9, right? Then we do a certain thing, otherwise we do the other. Var screen molt. Oops, that's gonna be a float. by default, let's just say that's equal to screen pixel size Y. But then if it's that, then screen molt will be equal to screen pixel size X. And then multiply it by screen molt. And I think that's what we want to do. So basically it's just so that we can adjust for that vertical, the time when the vertical is too small. We might have to inverse this and we'll do less than. I just don't know what that value or which one's supposed to be what. But let's just load it up and see if it looks right, and if it doesn't, we swap it. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So if the ratio is too big, so like say 20 or something divided by 9, if that's greater than 16 by 9, then we use the X. I think that's what we want to do. So let's try it out. Okay, so far, not good. I don't know why it's... I mean, that looks better right there, right? But for some reason, when it's like this... Okay, no, that actually does look okay. But when it was in like 16 by 9... Right, it seemed weird. Maybe we don't necessarily want to get one or the other, you know? I don't know how we're gonna do this though. Because if it's a square, what happens then? I should have. So let's go into here. Because what I'm doing is we have our coordinates, screen molt. So I'm just saying position times screen molt. So whatever our position is in the world will be that. That should be okay. Screen size. We can also replace this one now with screen size. We can simplify a lot of these parentheses. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, I just have that as the default value, so it should be that initially, and then set to the X then. There's probably something I'm missing here. I probably need to get like some kind of formula between the two, right? Where it's like... Because we have screen pixel size. I don't know. I'm not sure what is going to be correct here. Because it seems like it's when it's on the opposite, like the extreme sides of the spectrum, it's fine, right? Which is weird. Like this one, like looks pretty good, both on the horizontal and vertical. But then when it's like 16 by 9, it's not moving enough. So that's odd, right? I don't know why that would be the case. And then likewise, when it's really flat, like this, it seems, I mean, it's still a little off though. I don't know. Yeah, this is tricky. You base on player location if it's uniform. Yeah, I mean, I have this set to the player location. Like, what I'm doing is setting this to the global player position right now. Right? Yeah, I don't know. So offset seems weird here. So minus screen size divided by 2. I mean, that should be okay. Maybe screen size isn't what I want for that. Sometimes the zooming is also weird, right? Like, you can see it looks like this is coming from the bottom right corner, even though it should be from the center. Right, so what's that all about? Is that because of the way that the player position is offset or something? Like, here it's 0, so it shouldn't be anything. Not sure why that's not working either now. Because I'm saying minus screen size divided by 2. I don't know. Yeah, shaders sometimes are tricky, you know? Sometimes there's things like this that are hard to figure out. This would be really easy if it was a world space shader, right? Because you just plop down a color rect in the world and it just does it. But definitely a little harder when it's on the screen. I kind of want to see if anybody's like done this, because there's like this 2D fog overlay. Okay, but that's just using a parallax layer, which isn't really what I want to do, right? It's depth fog. There's the one that Jams did. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're close. The zooming was working, but now it's not, so I don't know what happened. Oh, but see, it's... No, it's not fine. Why is it in the corner? I mean, what did we change here, right? If position is 0 and we multiply it by that, it shouldn't change anything. The only thing I changed with the zooming was the time variable, and so now it just says 1 divided by that. So maybe that's why the zooming is weird. I don't know why that would be the case. I don't know. Unless this doesn't need to be 1000, maybe that should be the texture size of our noise texture, right? Maybe that's part of our issue. Why this is all weird. So let's try that out. Because if that is the case, then I can just grab the LOD size or whatever of the texture. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that seems to change everything, which is odd. Very weird. Also, just to make sure it's not anything with this offset, I'm just gonna temporarily get rid of the weird 1 divided by 40 thing. Just to make sure that isn't causing issues either. So we can eliminate any outside variables. So all offset should be is just the position times the screen multiplier. So let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so the zooming is weird. I don't know. I think the zooming is messing up when the player position changes or something. But it doesn't seem like it matters. Like if I no clip and set my move speed to 4 or something and move over here. Okay, so it does change. Like it seems like there's only one specific spot. Yeah, so it seems like when the player position is 0, that's where the fog zooms correctly. So, well, I mean, that's something fixable. We can do that. But right now we've got to fix this, like, position offsetting stuff, right? So it's just not moving fast enough. Maybe the issue is that the shader size or the size of the texture is not the same size as the canvas. I think that's probably what the issue is. So I think what we're gonna have to do is get the making it spin. Is basically get the ratio between the size of the texture to the current screen size, right? Back to speed, molt, can't type. Is screen size divided by texture size of our shader material. Noise, UV. Oh, I think I just say 0 on that, yeah. Oh yeah, that's an IVEC, so cast it to a vector 2. Okay, so then speed molt, we can just multiply that to our offset, right? Right there. Just speed it up so that it should be correct. Then I don't even know if we need this screen multiplier thing anymore, right? Because if we're already getting the ratio between that size and the screen, then maybe we're okay. We'll see. Okay. So horizontal's perfect. Vertical is not. And I wonder if it is because I think we don't need that other variable anymore. I think screen molt's actually messing it up. I think all we needed to do is just get the ratio between, right? Our texture size and the screen size, so that we offset it by a consistent value with respect to the world size. So let's give that a try. What is happening? Okay, maybe we did need that other variable. I wonder why the X then would be so weird. So obviously it's just that our position is way too much. Maybe the issue is that we're not dividing position by the size of our texture, and so 1 pixel in the world is going to be the full UV offset instead of being 1 pixel in our texture. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know, I'm just trying things at this point, right? Well, so we're back from ads, sorry about that. We'll keep messing with this for a little bit, but I mean, if I can't figure it out, it's not the end of the world if we have to make this in the world. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Okay. Well, it really hasn't helped. I mean, I do want a bit of parallax to this, right? Because I think it looks cool. But that's something I want to add later. Not right now. So the X is still just moving way too much. I really wish I could see what the actual values are of this stuff, right? Basically, what I have to do is just guess. So it's funny because the vertical seems to be like pretty reliable, right? I mean, it's a little off, but it's about where we want it. So I just wonder why. Is it just because the height of our screen is matching the height of our texture? That's probably what it is. So, I mean, do we want any of this screen business at all? Right? Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe we don't actually want that. And then we just multiply position by, like, a value so that it's not too fast. Instead of having anything to do with the screen size. Maybe. And just call this, like, position ratio, right? Because maybe that's why it's just never quite working out. Times position ratio. So now that that's a uniform, we can change that live in the games. Let's try it out. All right. Let's see what happens, guys. Okay, so that's insane. Let's change our position ratio, right? Because we have it at 1. Let's set it to 0.1. So that's better. 0.001 or 0.01. Better. And I'm sure that we can figure out what that value needs to be, right? So we'll figure that out. And then if we like rescale and stuff, what does it look like? See, it doesn't change. So I think I'm just stupid. Right? I think I was just doing it wrong. Also, Oshi, thank you for banning them. So it looks like it's still moving too much. So if we set it to 0.05, it doesn't even let me bring it lower, so that's unfortunate. Maybe I just need to multiply it by the size of our camera, or the ratio between our screen size and the camera size, right? So let's say the normal camera is 1280 by 720. Our camera framing is... I guess it is 1280 by 720, isn't it? How, like, what is the pixel proportion in our camera? How do we even know? Right? Because I thought I set, like, a value in here or something on the camera. Oh, so the default zoom of the camera is 6 times. So that would make sense. So maybe I just need to say divided by 6. Or maybe it's just a multiple of 6 then. So maybe this is 0.0006 is our value. And I'll just divide it, so if I divide by 10, delete a 0, divide by 100, delete a 0, 1,000. So let's try this. And now we can modify their position ratio thing. Okay, so basically our resolution is just 6 times divided what our default 1280 is. Which is 213. Okay. So I guess that's good to know. So now let's go modify the value. Should not be 0.01 anymore. So what if it's just 1? So it's close. What if it's 6? Too much. What if it's 3? Too much. What if it's 2? Oh. 2 is really, really close. I don't know why, right? And then, like, what happens if we rescale? It's still the same, because it doesn't have anything to do with our screen scale. But why 2, though, right? Why, out of all the values, does 2 work perfectly? I mean, the only thing I could think is that it's just because maybe it needs to be double of what our camera zoom is. So instead of saying, right, that divided by 1,000. Oh, so all that's saying is 2 divided by 1,000? Okay, so 2 divided by 1,000 is just 0.002. But why is it 0.002? Right? What significance does that value hold? I swear it's going to be another 1 divided by x scenario, isn't it? But I don't know what we need to divide. So that's our challenge right now. And it seems independent of what the zoom level is. So it's not like something to do with the screen size or anything, right? Oops, slash time 600. But why is that so close? It's only a little bit off. Is it 1 divided by 512? I know it's always 1 divided by x. Because 1 divided by 512 is, yeah, okay, guys. It always is. It always is. I don't know why that's such an important thing. So then we just say texture size of our noise 0. Cast it to a vector 2. Oops, that needs to be a float. Yeah. Oh man, guys. Now I can get rid of all this garbage in here. So we still need screen size. But now we don't need speed molt, do we? No. So is it seriously just 1 divided by our texture size? Because that's crazy. God. Alright, well, let's try it. It's probably gonna work perfectly. Texel size of texture 512, yeah. Wonder what I'm 3D printing? I am 3D printing I can show you guys what I'm 3D printing. It's this. So it's a little stand for a mason jar for growing sprouts. So yeah, this is what I am printing. I have to print a couple of them. The model really sucks in here because I had a hard time converting, because basically this was a pre-existing model in Thingiverse. It was an STL file, and STL files will frick up your model. So I had to do some garbage. I basically modeled this tray separately because I wanted to add this tray on so the water doesn't just spill into the counter. So I had to put these together, and then I did a remesh modifier with voxels. So you can see it's kind of bumpy and terrible, and the vertexes are just atrocious. But once it's actually in the slicer, it doesn't matter anymore. Is texture size at W give texel size? That's a good question. We can... Yeah, this works flawlessly now, of course. Did that even fix my zooming? Okay, no, the zooming's still a little weird, but we'll fix that. Oh, you know what? The zooming shouldn't be based off of the screen size, then. Right? We'll figure that out. Yeah, so what does that do? Texture size... .w, you're saying. We can see. Let's just do that. Well, this only returns... Texture size returns a vec2. So, I don't think... Unless there's, like, one here, texel size. Texel fetch. What is a texel? I don't even know what a texel is. Shader texel. Oh, it's just 1 divided by texture size? Okay. Well, then we can probably just run texel fetch on noise. And then I don't know what it needs for chords. I'm just going to assume that can be at 0. So I vec 2, 0, 0. And then 0 for the LOD. So let's just try that instead then. Texel fetch apparently returns a vec 4 though. So I wonder why that is. Saying .w. Like that. Let's try it out. Let's see what texel fetch like actually does in here. It's not in here. Right here. Texel fetch. Fetches a single texel. Okay. Well, let's see what it does. Okay, well that's not working anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the proper way to format this or what value from this I'm supposed to grab, right? I mean, it's not that hard to just say 1 divided by texture size. Like that. Oh yeah. Astavec 2. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's probably a function in here for that. I just don't know which one it is. Because texel fetch probably isn't what we want then. That seems like the only texel one in here. Everything else is texture. Right? So, I don't know. But if you know what that function is, let me know. So the zooming is still odd, though. That's something we're going to have to fix. Also, I realize in here I'm still dividing by 512, aren't I? Wonder why. Why would I divide by 112? Okay, let's clean up some of this stuff in here now, right? So, coordinates minus screen size divided by 2 should keep it centered around 0. Like in the center of the screen. You'd think. Maybe it doesn't. And then at the very end of all that, I'm just going to say plus offset. right? Now, why am I dividing it by 512, though? Because maybe that's my issue of why it's weird. Why the zooming stuff doesn't work. And I am multiplying it by zoom, which, I mean, should be fine. Saying 1 divided by zoom to get the inverse of that. Is there a way to just say, like, inverse? That takes in a material, though. That doesn't take in a vec, right? No. Oh well. Okay. So anyways, that's going to times it by the zoom level plus offset. Do I want to multiply everything by the zoom level? But then I would think that the offset would change. Should be able to do zoom.xx. Well, I'm not doing vec2 1 times zoom. I'm doing it divided by zoom. Or unless you're just saying right here. Because zoom needs to be inverted, right? Called swizzling, yeah. Oh, 1 divided by zoom xx, okay. Interesting. Valid member for float. Oh, well, zoom is a float. Oh wait, is it just because this is a int? No. Invalid member for float. I thought you could only do .xx on a vector. Yeah. But it's okay. Trying to think here if zoom needs to multiply, like where zoom needs to be placed. I think zoom is going to need to multiply the coordinates before we add the offset, because otherwise it's going to be a little weird. Nah, it's all good. No problem at all. I appreciate all your help with this stuff, right? Because I want to learn what these things are and stuff. We can look it up and figure out the use case for that. Swizzling. Hate one that does that. Okay. Oh my god, Godot, stop taking focus, please. Okay. Swizzling. It's possible to obtain any combination of components in any order as long as they result in another vector type. There's a vec3 and fills it with a single vec4 component. So basically it's just a way to create... It's like shorthand for creating another vector from the elements of it. So you could be like, if you have a vec4 with these values, and then you say vec3 is equal to a dot rrr, then it's just going to be one pirate mode for a minute. Sorry guys. Then it's just going to be a vector filled with zeros, right? So I think I get the idea of that then. Yeah. So, hey, Scary Pastry, what's up? Welcome in. How's it going? Robbie, you're still here. Epic. Appreciate it. Whoa, what happened? Oh, it's probably because I'm no longer dividing it by 512. I don't know why it needs to be divided by a further 512, though. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, the size. So these ones, I'll just divide coordinates by that. Because I don't want to divide screen size by 512, because I think that's why it's not zooming in and around the center. Okay. It's going good? Nice. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm just working on shaders. Trying to get them working how I want. Thank you for the speed. Let's see. Okay, so that's just completely wrong with the zooming. I mean, the position stuff is looking good. I don't know why the zooming is whack, though. Yeah, no idea what's up with the zooming. I mean, it looks like it's zooming the right amount, but it's just, the position is all over the place, so. I don't know how to make it stay in the center, right? I'm not really sure. And maybe it's because I've also got to do, we say plus offset, and then the final thing is times the zoom. Possibly? I don't know. Shaders are hard, but they're really cool. I would love to get this working because I would totally move over our little water overlay shader also for Tephra, or not for Tephra, for Tyria, because it would just look cool. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it doesn't have any screen adjustment. Right, so it's just, it's going from the top left for the offsetting. And also now, for some reason, the movement stuff is completely wrong. Wonder why this has happened. Oh, it's probably because now we're multiplying it by zoom level. It is cool. I mean, it's almost where I want it. I just want to make sure that it's... we take into account all these little things, like the zooming, right? Because it's broken. Maybe I just need to apply that, like, after everything. So after I do the zoom and all that stuff, right, then I just say plus the half of the screen size. Maybe that's our issue. Is that I'm multiplying that offset when that should just be like a static thing. But I don't know if it's going to fix the coordinates. We'll see. Because I'm already pushing it by the offset of the player position, so... I don't know why this always stays in a little tiny window now, like this. It's kind of getting annoying. Hello? I can't even resize it. Uh-oh. What happened? Why can't I resize it? God dang it. I can't... Can I, like, reset the size or something? What do I do? Uh-oh. Godot, why have you forsaken me? Is this like a bug? Can I just close and then... I mean, but then I can't resize it. Oh, now I can. Ugh, what the heck, guys? Alright. Let's relaunch and hope it doesn't do that again. Having a weird issue with Godot. If I click the X button on my game, the game minimizes and then comes up again. That's really weird. I don't know why it would minimize. I mean, if you mess with any, like display server settings, because that's the only thing I could think of that would do that, right? Okay, it's still offsetting. It's zooming in from the corner. I don't know why it's from the corner. Because if we're centered around here, it should be pushing the offset. the coordinates by the screen size. Hey, Out the Rails, what's up? Welcome in. You haven't. Yeah, that's a weird issue. I don't know why hitting the X would just minimize it. It should close it out. So where do I need to add the screen size to make this work? I mean, I thought that I had to do that here. Like right there, right? But I don't know anymore. Oh, we're so close, yet so far. God dang it. Stop being tiny. Just stay down here. I'm probably going to relaunch the editor. It's working the game for my daughter's birthday. Nice. Yeah, see, now it's just insane. Why? Is it because it's before we divided by 512? I don't think that makes any sense, but... what do you mean Vec 4? Where? What? What do you mean Vec 4? Where am I multiplying a Vec 4? Okay, odd. Alright, let's try this. So this is adding the screen size before I divide it by 512. Maybe that's our issue, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like it is. Cloud fog effect, super cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to get it working. It's tricky because like what I'm trying to do is make it look like it's in the world, although it's actually on the player's screen, like on the canvas. So it's kind of hard. Because you can see when I move around, it looks cool, but then when I zoom and stuff, it gets all broken. I don't know what's going on. I just want to scale the... Right, okay. Zoom is... not right. I just want to multiply whatever we have by the zoom. So we're just going to get rid of the zoom for a minute and make sure everything else is completely good, okay? Alright, so this is all we should have here. Coordinates divided by 512 plus our offset. And that's it. But we're gonna have to figure out how to make the zoom in the center, and I don't know. Maybe it's because in the coordinates I just need to add it by, or plus it by 0.5. Because the... Maybe? Because the screen UV, I think it'll just go from 0 to 1. So if you plus it by 0.5, that should stay centered? Maybe? I don't really know, guys. Yeah, we got printer cam. What's up, Ace? Yeah, see, so this is moving how I want it to. Although now it seems to be too small for some reason. Oh, probably because our zoom level is 6, and so when we're... This is what it would look like if we were zoomed out to... Yeah, I need to subtract it by 0.5. That's what I thought. And yeah, why don't we divide this by 512? I'm still confused on why. Oh well. Yeah, so you're just saying add it or subtract it by minus 0.5, yeah. So I think we would just say coordinates minus vec2 0.5, right? You'd think. And then we can probably add our zoom back in here. Right there. Let's see. Yeah, I guess the zoom fixes our position stuff because it adjusts for when we're zoomed into 6. So that's interesting. I guess zoom actually does matter for making the positioning look correct. Okay, let's try this. I wish it was just like a button I could like right click and reset size or something on this dock. I don't think there is. Okay, the zooming is still completely broken. I don't know why it's only going from the top left, right? I don't know what that's all about. I'm probably doing something wrong. Yeah, rebasing coordinate systems is a nightmare, man. And they're not moving fast enough now either. Cool. Ah, boy. And I think that's because I'm multiplying the offset. So I think I have to say times that plus the offset at the end. But I don't know why subtracting the coordinates of that isn't doing what it's supposed to. Might need to translate scale, then undo translate. Yeah. Well, let's see what this does really quick. Yeah, I think the reason why it's not moving fast enough is because I'm multiplying the offset by the zoom. Yeah. So, okay, that's positionally, in the world, it's correct, and it looks good. But the only other thing left is the zooming. That's the final hurdle right now. So it's still centered around the top left over there, right? Which is wrong. So 0.5 doesn't seem to be enough. And is it just because I'm multiplying it by, or dividing it by 512? Like, do I just need to say minus 256 and that would fix our issue? Again, I don't know why I divided by 512, but I know that that's the size of the texture. The top corner needs to move by the zoom amount. Well, I don't know. Let's try this really quick and see if it fixes it. If I apply the zoom after, I don't think it matters, but maybe it does. So it's still in the corner, but it seems more like it's here. So maybe I do need to do just the screen size for that right here, right? So I just say minus screen size divided by 2. Maybe that is what I need to do. Let's try that. As long as I keep the final offset separate from the zooming and stuff, I think it'll be fine with the scaling. Hopefully. We'll see. Not this again. No. No! God dang it. Sometimes getting in and out of it, like... Oh my god. What is up with this? What did I do to fix it before? No. It's all fricked up. God dang it. What did I do before? It's like it's pasted on top. I don't know what's happening. It shouldn't be here. Okay. Obviously there's some kind of bug with the engine or something with that. That's really weird. Okay, let's see. It's closer, but it's still not right. So it's really odd. Okay, so you're saying player position, line 14. You saying this one? This is the player position. And I'm multiplying it by this to get, like, the position value correct. So player position plus screen UV divided by 2 times zoom. Because line 14 is just the base coordinates. Oh, vert times screen UV times zoom. Okay. We can try it. Oh, vert times screen UV? Okay. Plus, okay. And then minus back to 0.5, 0.5. We'll try that. That could fix it. Then we can get rid of subtracting that. Basically, it's just saying, okay, so instead of it being, then zoom that value. Okay. I'm just going to turn this into a thing then. So this will be float zoom level. I guess that has to be a vec 2. So you're saying multiply the screen UV right here times the zoom level. Would we also multiply the vert or just the screen UV? Because I guess we'd probably want to do both. Like that. This will be times zoom level plus offset. Oh, I did this again. Okay, fix that. And add another parenthesis there. Let's give that a try. So yeah, you're saying... Yeah, because I guess this might work. Okay, position-wise it's working. Zoom-wise it's not. Are you sure we should multiply that by the zoom level? Because I don't know if that matters. Trying to think here. Let's see what happens if we don't. But subtracting 0.5 from the screen UV does make sense to me. Because basically it's getting the center point before we even do any of this other stuff. Move the texture zoom level to the offset value. Okay. So you're saying instead of dividing it here, I divide it here to the offset? Or a different thing? Or are you saying also change the offset here with the zoom level? But I don't think that would change anything. Because multiplying that by the zoom level would just change the offset, but that's gonna just make things move faster. Like when the player moves. I don't think that's gonna do what we want. We can try it. and add it back into line 5, I can try it. So I guess we'd want all that to be times zoom level. And also multiply that by zoom level. Not all of it, just the screen UV. And then are you saying the same with the offset, or like all of the offset? And I can zoom in here if that helps too. It's really hard to read. Let's give that a try, I guess. Move from the texture. Oh, down there with the zoom level? Okay. Shoot. Alright. I mean, isn't that basically just taking it out, or I guess just not including the vert? An image in my head now is poofed out. Well, let's try it. Yeah, I don't think this is what we want to do. Because multiplying the offset is just going to make things too zoomed out. Like, I don't think we want to mess with the offset, as far as I understand. Then we just want to say this times zoom level plus the offset. And I think we just might need to change this more. Keep modifying the screen UV here. I mean, it does zoom centered. Kind of? But also not. I think it zooms centered when we're at 0, but then it just gets wildly incorrect. But then the zoom doesn't actually do anything anyways. Okay, let's get back to the drawing board here. This is gonna be a whole day of shaders again, isn't it? Yeah, I do apologize for starting late. I lost track of time a little bit, so. But it means we're gonna be ending a little earlier than normal. Okay, so zoom level's that. Thank you for the speed. How's it going, Ryan? So that's gonna offset the screen UV, which should be okay. And screen size, which we don't even use screen size anymore, right? So let's just get rid of that to avoid any confusion. So this is going to say the position times that, so that we get the right scale of the player. And then we're just going to multiply our coordinates by the zoom level plus our offset. So let's just load that up. And maybe it says that we need to offset this more. Maybe screen UV, does screen UV go from 0 to 1? Or does that, is it like different, right? Because maybe that's our issue? I don't know. But we can look into that. See what screen UV. I mean, I'm pretty sure that screen UVs go from, all UVs will go from 0 to 1. But let's see. Okay. So I mean, the position stuff works, and it is scaling the texture. It's just we got to figure out the offset, right? That's our last hurdle. Man, I like the idea of, you know, what sort of what you got going on with subtracting straight from the screen UV. Know any good sites to get parallax backgrounds? I don't know, usually, because I always just draw them, right? But One site that's always been nice is Open Game Art. The site is good because everything here is free. I think some of these you might have to credit the person that made it or something, but this site's really good though, especially for pixel art, right? So you can just go to 2D art and then search for like, you know, parallax, and there's a bunch in here. Like here's an underwater parallax layer, or a, you know, mountain background. So yeah, and this is only one of 7 pages of parallax backgrounds, so I would definitely check this place out. It's pretty nice. And like here's a whole list of them, right? These are a bunch of different ones. So it's pretty useful. I think that site is very good. I don't really ever use it, but if you want assets, I think that's a great place. Offset also contains the position. Yeah, the offset is basically just the position, like offsetting the texture to the position of where the player is, right? I mean, maybe what we need to do is just say this time zoom level and not the offset also. Because zoom level in the normal default, it's not actually 1. The zoom level is actually 6. So if we multiplied our screen UV by our zoom level, which is 6, then maybe it's the vert value. Let me go into here. Vertex, that's just the vertex of the fog. So basically this is grabbing the vertexes here. I'm doing this because we've been through this before, me and MBG, when we made this water shader, where we said, you know, vertex plus the screen UV. So I'm gonna assume that's what we want to do. That's just so that the stuff like doesn't get all weird when you rescale the node. Let's see what this is like now. Still in the corner. I feel like we're close. Like, if we can just get the zoom centered, then that's it. We're done. So maybe, I don't know. This is probably stupid, but let's just say, what if we changed this, like, subtracted a lot more from this? I know this is probably dumb, but I just want to see what effect it has, to see if it changes over to the bottom right corner. Yeah, so vert is not the player position. Vert is just the vertex positions. Position, the pause, is going to be the player position. See, and now it's zooming around here. Right? It's not in the top left corner anymore. I know it doesn't make any sense to subtract it by 256. But maybe screen UV is not the same as a regular UV or something. Like, I know this seems crazy, but what if we just said screen UV times screen pixel size divided by 2? I'm just curious to see what happens here. And we might have to divide instead of multiply. We'll see. I said I was very wrong. No, it's all good. I appreciate the help. I mean, don't worry about being wrong. I'm sure I am completely wrong too. Hey, Devnino, what's up? What's going on? Welcome in. We're currently messing around with shaders. We're doing this fog shader right now. We're trying to get the fog to like work with zooming. Okay, so multiplying that probably isn't what we want. Thank you for the cheese time. Riding some Valheim today? Nice. I want to play Valheim again eventually. I think that'd be fun. Maybe we want to divide. So we're multiplying that value. 1 divided by... Yeah. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh. Yeah, Valheim, that's a fun game. I've never really gotten like super far with it. I know there's the whole like Mist Lands or something. I've never actually been there, so I don't know. Okay, so that doesn't really seem to do what we want. I don't think we want to multiply that UV. I think we want to add to the UV, right? So honestly, let's just do this again. Let's say vec2 screen size is 1.0 divided by that. And I think we just want to say plus screen size divided by 2, or minus it. Let's try it. We'll see. I'm hydrating with Fireball whiskey tonight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, me neither. Everyone killed the first boss right now. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've gotten to like the swamp guy. I think I killed the swamp guy, but I don't think I ever went farther than that. Okay, so this is interesting. So now it's going. So now it's like centered on the bottom right when we're adding the screen size, right? Yeah, can you curiosity make the final color? Yeah, XY to be vert.xy. Can do. Color.rg. So let's try that out. Indie games, or I'm assuming this year indie games are beating the AAA, yeah, as far as awards and yeah, sales. I definitely noticed that with games like you know, Schedule 1, like make 125,000 reviews and stuff like that. That's crazy, right? I think it's even more than that, isn't it? What is it at? 130 now. I swear I checked it last night. Ooh. That's closer. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think the AAA industry is just so like, just too many expenses, man. You know, they throw millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into games, and it's like, it's just not a good idea. Okay, well, this is really interesting. It's so close now. Seems like for some reason around here is like the position. And I wonder, what are our coordinates over here, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like me moving around is really changing it much. If we go to whatever half of our resolution is, or if we go to 1280 on our coordinates to 720, do you think it's going to be centered? Well, it'll probably be half of whatever these screen coordinates are, which I don't know. But, or the size, but yeah. No, it doesn't seem to actually be changing. So what if we, just to test it out, went like way over here? No, it's still the same. It's really close. I think this is the closest we've gotten. Okay, let's snooze that ad. AAA has been ruined by suits. Yeah. No, I think it's... I definitely agree. Oh, the print is done, by the way, guys. Well, let's go get it. But yeah. And honestly, good riddance. AAA games have sucked for a long time. I'm gonna be real. There's a couple here and there that are kind of fun, but I get so much more enjoyment out of indie games. Games that update all the time and add cool stuff and don't focus on just monetizing everything, you know? I hate playing a game and the whole gameplay loop is buy skins or buy in-app purchases. That's just, it's dumb. Like if I buy a game, I want like updates and stuff, not to just be garbage add-ons. Like I just want more game, you know? I don't care about the, you know, and I think it's okay if the skins are just, you know, in the game. I mean, that's why we added character character skins in Starground. Like, I don't think it's bad to do that in general, but I just hate the monetization of stuff like this. Like, I've got no problem with a lot of these concepts by themselves. Even something like a loot box, inherently there's nothing wrong with a loot box. Like, if you have a game where you have a loot box that a player collects and gets some loot in your loot box, that's fine. It's just a chest. It's a loot chest, right? It's not anything bad. But then when it becomes like just for making money, that's where when it kind of sucks, you know? So, but yeah. Speaking of prints, I know, I need to do it. It's just, modeling is kind of annoying because I'm trying to find a good model for it. I will try and do that soon, though. I'll try and do that today. So yeah, where is it centering? It's like centering around, like, I can't even tell. It's weird. I feel like we're really close, though, to the zooming working, right? I mean, this is almost close enough to where I probably would, like, almost be okay with where this is at. I mean, I want to make it perfect, but it's really close. Yeah, pay to win, battle pass service. Yeah, I get tired of that. Like, free loot boxes. Loot boxes are fine if it's just a part of the game, you know? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the outside, like, monetization stuff. I think it's really frustrating as a player of the game that you already paid money for and stuff. I don't know. But even just for free games and stuff, you know? Every time I load up Fortnite, like, it's kind of a fun little thing, you know, to chill out with friends and play. But I'm constantly reminded of how disgusting all the monetization in Fortnite is, though. I don't know. Because then I also see the side of it of, like, people literally spending thousands of dollars. And not just, like, me hearing about it, but just, like, normal, like, friends spending thousands of dollars on games like CS and Fortnite and stuff that have this whole marketplace. And I'm just like, that's such a waste. It's crazy. Imagine how many games you could have bought, how many thousands of hours of fun and enjoyment you could have gotten. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Lucky Block mod go as hard. See, that's like, it's fun. Loot boxes are fun. It's just, I think it's just way better as an actual gameplay thing instead of it just being like, I mean, obviously, right? Nobody wants to pay a bunch of money. So, guess you don't like Call of Duty or GTA. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't have anything inherently wrong, or I don't hate the gameplay of those kinds of those games, right? GTA and Call of Duty are fun, but I definitely don't like the fact that there's so much monetization with the loot boxes and skins and the battle passes, and I mean, that's why we made fun of it in the April Fool's update, because it's like, it's stupid. I mean, I don't know. I get that a lot of those companies have to make money, and so it's either, well, advertising, and especially if the game is free, right? It's like subscription service, and like, because you got to make continual money. Subscription service, loot box, skin, whatever, monetization, battle pass, or DLC. But I don't know. I think that's just, again, one of the reasons why I think these companies are just spending too much money. The reason they have to load all of their games with so many microtransactions is just because they burn through so much money developing that they have to make millions and millions to even break even. This is crazy. And that's like the difference with an indie developer is, you know, someone puts up a game, it's like, okay, as long as you make like 50K, then you're good and you've made a bunch of profit. Like, you just don't have expenses like that. And I think it's a way better way to develop. What would be funnier in Starground's April Fools is putting loot boxes in the battle pass, but the rewards are fixed. Means the first loot box is always the current first skin. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to, like, it would have been fun to add in, like, more stuff, like all the loot boxes and stuff, but I also decided, like, oh, it's just a little April Fool's thing, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. But yeah. I wonder if I also need to offset the center position by the size of our texture. That would make sense. Just for fun, what if I say vector 2, 256, 256? This might be crazy. And then if we know that these values are what they actually need to be, then I can convert these into the texture size instead of being hard-coded values. Yeah, anyways, I don't want to be all negative, but point is, indie games are epic. Buy and play indie games. So yeah. Okay, so it seems like it's actually subtracting it too much, which is interesting. So maybe we have to say plus that to get the center of our texture. Maybe that's our issue. I really am just inputting magic numbers into here and hoping that it's just going to work, but we'll see. Why is the screen not filled with yellow or a gradient of yellow? Oh yeah, because we're doing color. That's a good question. I think it's actually because I'm setting the alpha here. I think that's our issue. So if we say, I think I need to say this, color is equal to vec4, right? Vert.x, vert.y, 0 is 1. I think that's why it's... Yeah, I forgot that we were doing that. So see, now it's going to be just a big gradient of our vertices. So let's do that. And I'm pretty sure that's just going to be the corner points of our texture, but I don't actually know. Okay, let's try this out. My eyes. So it's just a solid yellow. It appears to be. Sorry guys about the color. Oh my god. Okay, that hurts my eyes. Yeah, it's probably just, here, let's do, like, different colors. Maybe we do a vert. Let's try this. So it doesn't kill my eyes. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's just one color, unless it's different when we actually go in here. It's weird, though. Big good posture check. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. So, it's just one color, right? I mean, I'm not crazy. It's just both. Both of them. I don't know. I don't really know what the vert does, I'm gonna be honest. But I know that it works for the water shader, and it is working. I don't know why. But must be doing something. Let me reset that color back so we can actually see if this fixed the issue here. Ugh. So we got an ad starting. We can no longer snooze. I apologize, everybody. It's getting hot in here. It's crazy, the temperature difference today. Like, it's actively snowing right now. Yesterday it was like 80 degrees. Right now it's freezing cold. It's snowing. I don't know, man. The weather here is always insane. It sucks because, like, all the buds and stuff on the trees are all gonna die now, so... I don't know. Anything about computer hardware? Does computer science degree focus on just software? I will go over that. We have ads starting in just a second, but as soon as ads are over, I will discuss that. Okay, so the position stuff of this, it's still off. It almost seems like on the X value, it's like good, which doesn't make any sense. And if I move over to the corner, I don't think it changes. So it's not a thing based off of our world coordinates, right? It's definitely just like a screen thing. So I don't think adding this vector 2 thing is what we want. I mean, maybe this is centered. It's just hard to tell, right? Let's really take a close look. Okay, let's go and continue. Screen size rather. Divide would be, yeah, screen UV. Vertex or full screen canvas would have fixed values. So you're saying the vertex is useless then? It's like right here. I don't know what this significance of this location is. It's probably just because the value's wrapping or something, because it's too big. Why don't we just divide by 2? Yeah, Frozer 2 is nicely... I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. It's nice and warm the last week, and now for the weekend, including Thursday, we got really cold temperatures. Yeah. Yeah, Easter is really soon. I don't know if it's... I think it's supposed to get warmer. Yeah, it's supposed to be 62 on Sunday, so it's not even that. Oh, you wait till post ads? Okay. Man, I just don't know what the secret is here, you know? You would think it would make sense to offset it by half of the screen size, because that would be the center of the screen. But it doesn't seem to do anything. It's 2 a.m. I need to sleep. Good luck getting this working. Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much for the help. I do appreciate it. I'm just going to keep messing around with it for a while. And see if I can get it working. It's really close, subtracting it by half the screen size. I just don't know. I mean, maybe what I need to do is this. Maybe I don't mess with the screen UV, and I just modify the vert. But yeah, thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate it, and have a good rest of your night. Because, I mean, maybe it's just the fact that the screen UV shouldn't be messed with, and if I change the starting position of the vert... I don't know, let's see. Hey! Bonnie Dev, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. What's going on? How's it going? We are currently working on shader stuff today in Starground. Oh. Hold on, guys. This is so close. But is it gonna get worse the farther away I go from 0, 0? Oh, you're also working on shader stuff? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, shader stuff is hard. But it's cool. Yeah, but what we're working on is just this fog shader. I'm trying to get it displaying properly, but it's been hard. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So release a new example project with Twitcher and game integration. Let's go. Nice. Yeah, I want to check that out because I think Twitcher 2 seems really cool. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out then. I don't know why the position on this. Okay, this is so close. Yeah, what we're trying to do is just getting all this like the zooming and stuff working. For some reason, you can see like where the center of it is. It's right there on the screen. I don't know why. We'll keep working on it. Greetings from Distress UK. Yeah. Take care, folks. Yeah, see you, Daz Razor. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, so yeah, you're saying screen size 2 is super close. The only number that I can think of that's close to 2 is the aspect ratio of 16 by 9. Right? I don't know why it would be that value, but it's close. Oh yeah, no, it would be 16 by 9. We can try it. See what happens. Yeah, I don't know. It's always like this with shaders, man. You get like so close, but it's just there's some little piece that you're missing and you just don't know what it is. But I don't want to give up, you know, because that's how you don't learn. I mean, this is so close. I just don't know why it would be... What's the significance of 16 by 9, you know? The only other number that's, like, maybe 1.5? But why? I just asked dumb GPT. Yeah, no. It's just because I want to, like, learn stuff, right? Oh, yeah, also, my apologies, Robbie, now that the ads are over. Yeah, so, like, hardware stuff, computer science. I think computer science, like, is a very general degree. So you do learn a lot about hardware. Like, how does RAM actually work and CPU caches and stuff like that. So it does help a lot with that. Okay, that actually got worse. That's weird. I'm just going to turn this into a uniform that we can modify until we find the right value, or at least something close. It's probably going to be some stupid 1 divided by x, guys, I swear to God. But let's just mess around with it. I'm going to call the value dummy, because I feel like one right now. So that's going to be vec2 dummy. Okay. We're just going to keep messing around with it until we find something that seems to work, so. But yeah, hardware stuff, I mean, you get like a solid basis for hardware with computer science. It doesn't go super deep into the hardware. I'd say computer science is probably a little more software focused. But, you know, there's different specializations. Like, there's a... at least where I went, like, you could do a computer science degree with a hardware specialization, right? So, like, you can, kind of choose what flavor of computer science you want to do, right? Where's our dummy value? There it is. So this is 1, which is wrong. This is 2, which is really close, but just a little off. I mean, this is honestly almost close enough, guys. Like, I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, it's just, what value could be this close, but not quite right? Like, does it need to be less than 2? Like 1.9? 1.9 is so close. But what is the significance of 1.9? We got this number, guys, remember? So do we just have to say divided by our value? Maybe. I'm gonna get this as a vec2 texture offset, right? Texture scale or whatever. And that's just gonna be 1 divided by the texture size. Position times texture scale. It would kind of make sense if this was the value. And then we just say screen size divided by texture scale. But the thing is, it's supposed to be 1.9, which is times 1,000 times more than this. I don't know why. But if it works, okay? And we can keep trying to figure out why it needs to be 1,000 times more. But let's see what this does. Alright, anyways, what's all this stuff in here? Chaz also recommended today that I should just use AI, but in the end we got it done without and learned a bit more. Yeah. I don't ever use AI for programming, even when I'm in a really tricky spot, because I don't want to give myself a crutch. I mean, you know, it's fine, I feel like, if you're just kind of starting out and learning to use AI to kind of help you a little bit and have like a mentor. But yeah, of course it's 1 divided by x. Why wouldn't it be? It's always the secret to everything. Okay, sorry guys. But yeah, I just like, as much as it seems like I'm struggling and having a terrible time, I do like diving into these things myself and trying to figure it out, you know? I don't know. It's just, it's rewarding for me, right? So. Yeah, everyone has their own opinions on that stuff. I mean, I don't really like AI or the use of it. I'm gonna be honest, but that doesn't mean I don't care if other people use it, whatever, you know. But I never use it because I want to learn these things myself. Like just telling the AI to tell me what to do, like it's not gonna teach me anything, you know. AI is not that good of a teacher. It's just kind of a tell you what to do instead of tell you how to do it. But I don't know. As time, you know, over time, as things get better, I'm sure AI is going to be even better at that. But no. No! Okay, so changing the screen size breaks it, though. Why? Yeah. It's frustrating. So that's 2 shaders we did today. Yeah, let's look at this. Ayo, nice. Yeah. Yeah, shaders are super cool. I think there's a lot of awesome things you can do with shaders. Yeah, a little spiral and wave thing. That's really cool. Yeah, shaders are fun. I mean, I just, you know, sometimes it's frustrating, but it's okay. Why does it, like, kind of work for being 16 by 9? Okay, wait, now it just doesn't work? What happened? Okay, I might have celebrated too early, guys. Okay, so it seems like we might have to multiply it. Need to multiply it by the screen size thing, right? So we are getting that value. We have, this is screen size. I think if I say, maybe that's why I'm arbitrarily multiplying it by 1,000 or whatever. We don't need to do that. I think if we just say times screen pixel size, I think that might give us the correct value, but I don't know. It looks completely broken in here though. So that seems odd. maybe I don't need to get the 1 divided by that, but then just say this is just the texture size times that, right? Maybe. IVEC2. Oops. That seems pretty good. Here, what if I change zoom level in here? Is it like if this is the full screen? Doesn't seem to be working. So what would that even be? Man, I don't know. That's hard. I'm gonna hop off. Stare at my dog needs to pee. Yeah, no problem. Just good luck with the shader and have fun, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for rating. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. We're so close to this, but so far. We're so far away. I mean, why am I dividing screen size anymore? Let's just do that. And let's just start previewing it in here. I don't want to have to open up the game every time. I know that the position stuff is working, so if we can just get the offset working in here, then I think we're good. All right, just get it lined up so it's like in the center of the screen. So it doesn't seem to be texture size, but maybe I just need to do like a different thing, like texture scale times screen pixel size. Make sure I'm saving it and stuff. It shouldn't matter though. So it's not that. What happens if I divide it? It doesn't change anything. So I don't know what's happening now. I did not listen to the new track yet, but I will do that after stream. I feel like I'm so close, but so far. Like if I just say minus 1.9, I'm still adding the screen UV, but I'm pretty sure I have to do that. Also, why is it complaining that there's the parentheses are wrong? Oh. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, so something's weird. It seems like it's not doing what I want now. Okay, no, it is. Okay, so look at where that position is, right? That's 1,000 over to the right and then 1,000 down. Do I just need to say plus screen UV divided by 2? No. I think I do need to subtract. Because we got to get screen size. You'd think it'd be minus screen size divided by 2. And it looks like it does work, but it's just a little off, and I don't know why. See, because like you can see it's centered around this point. And it makes me think that like, okay, that's probably like a texture size over, right? So maybe we'd say 1 minus, or like minus another 1, which is the texture scale thing. Right, because before we did this, minus 1.9. And then it was nearly in the center. 10.9. 100.9. Well, now it just seems off, just completely off, and I don't know anymore. This is so arbitrary. I don't know what I'm doing. So why is it off? The only thing I can think of is it's just the offset of the texture, right? Because screen size divided by 2, I mean, that should be the center of the screen, you'd think, right? Right there. And is it just because of this, the offset, right? Like, just for fun, if I got rid of the offset like that, would it stay in the center? No. Because, yeah, the offset should be 0 right now. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. Is it just because I'm randomly dividing coordinates by 512? Then the issue with that, though, is that it's... yeah. All messed up. So I just divided by 512 right there. Now zoom is not doing anything? Oh, because I'm not saying coordinates times zoom. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So it's still centering around there. So why? Why? Right? Why is it there? Why is it centered around that point? Is it because it's something I'm doing in here? You know, I feel like it is, right? Like, I feel like it's some kind of zoom thing I'm doing or something. Or something I'm doing wrong. But then when I have it like this, this isn't going to do anything. Now it's on the top left again. And that's because I got rid of the minus screen size. I can just say straight up minus screen size. But then it's, yeah, it's over on the other corner, as you would expect, right? You'd expect it to be over there. Is it just because of how the screen size is? Like, do I need to do this? Make sure that this is actually the real screen size? Just a test, right? Like that. So that's over in the bottom right corner. I mean, you can see. But it's like here for some reason. That's what's confusing me right now. Like, why is it there? Here, let's expand this a little bit. It's over there in the... okay, that does seem like the corner. I can say screen size divided by 2, but I don't think it'll matter. Screen issue, it's a gold shader. I'm just trying to get this to... okay, see, because now it's zooming in the center, and I don't know what I changed. The only thing I got rid of was the whole thing where I divide it by 512. I mean, maybe what I need to do is just say zoom level times 512. So that when we're on a normal zoom level, it'll be fine. Because if normally we're on like 6 zoom or whatever. Or we would say divided by 512, I guess, right? Yeah. So zoom of 6 would look like this. And now it's centered around 0. Will it stay like that, though? I don't know. But let's try it out. Just to see what happens. Because it seemed like... yeah, what it seemed like was that it was offset by 512 pixels, right? So maybe it's just because of where I was dividing it. I was accidentally dividing like the initial position offset, and so it just broke everything. I mean, that could be our issue. See, because now the zooming is working and the position is working. Well, guys. But then as soon as you change the window size, that's where it'll breaks apart. So I don't know why it's doing that. It seems like it's okay maybe for a vertical window. But then now this one is weird. So we've got to multiply it by some, like, some value of... I don't know what to do with this. Why does that origin point change, right? Is it just because screen size changes? And so we don't actually want to do it by screen size divided by 2? We just want to say like vec2 512 or something? Is that our issue right now? Maybe. Let's try that. Because it seems like whenever screen size changes, that's when everything breaks apart. So I would like to avoid using screen size at all. Yeah, let's see what this does. It's probably going to be all broken now. But is it consistent? As long as it's consistently broken, then we can fix it, you know what I mean? But it seems like it's not. Man, I don't know. Offset. I mean, all that stuff should be fine. I mean, maybe I don't want to multiply coordinates by zoom level. I don't think that matters. Maybe I just multiply vert by zoom level or something, right? But then if I resize the window, is it gonna... It might be okay. So when vert is multiplied, this is what it looks like. It's a little different. Then I'm not multiplying this offset or anything. I don't know, let's try it out. At some point I'm gonna have to move on with this though. We've already been working on this one shader for like 3 hours, so... You know, I gotta actually start adding in the stuff. I said today it was gonna be and enemies. So... We'll try. Let's quickly take a look at this one. It's just really weird when I multiply vert. I think it's because it's multiplying the scale of the color rect, and so it just causes all sorts of issues. So I don't think I want to do that. Maybe I just want to multiply screen UV. It's probably going to be all bad, but... Okay, so now it's just broken. So let's not multiply screen UV by that. Oh boy, guys, this is hard. I don't know. I mean, it seemed okay when we were multiplying coordinates by zoom level, maybe. But I also wondered, you know, is that why it's broken? It seems like offsetting by 512 is like doing what I would expect it to. It's basically putting it at 512 over here. That's our origin point. Right? From the corner here. So I need that to change, because if our screen size is different, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It should be screen size divided by 2. That makes sense to me, right? But it just doesn't work. And I don't know why. It just all breaks down when the screen size changes. But it shouldn't, because it's just whatever the screen size is divided by 2, right? I don't know. Also, we can get rid of our printer cam now, because it's done printing. I might just have to come back to the shader or like look some stuff up and see if I can figure this out of doing this a different way, right? Because we're so close. You can see how close we are here. The movement stuff is perfect. Like, it's following, like, it's in the world. And with that, we can also add on some parallax and stuff, right? So we have a lot of freedom with that. But it's just whenever we change the window, now our scrolling is broken. And I just don't know why. What about changing our window size is breaking our scrolling, right? Because the offset should just be... The only thing I could think of is it's because we need to multiply that offset by like our ratio, or aspect ratio, to correct it for 16:9. It just seems really weird to do that, but... I mean, this is just because we're multiplying it by zoom level, and zoom level has 512. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking about that right now, right? Like, is dividing zoom level and then changing, multiplying coordinates like that, is that what's breaking everything? Like, just for fun, it's going to be basically unviewable at this scale. But does it fix the zooming? That's what I want to know right now. And we're going to have to figure out another way to change the scale of the texture. Because we have to do that. I don't know how we're going to do that. Let's see what this does. Well, it's not going to do any zooming now. Well, it should technically. Well, no, we can't even test it because the zooming is not anywhere. So, what are we going to multiply by our zoom to get this working, right? And like, we can multiply our vert because then it won't mess with our screen coordinate stuff. But I don't think that's going to do anything or do what we want, right? So like as I zoom in here, we'd have to zoom in a lot. And it's still just going around the top left corner. It's not actually around our screen coordinates. Because I think messing with our vertex size is just going to ruin everything. Plus screen UV. I mean, maybe what we need to do is multiply zoom level. But then the offset for our screen size... we need to undo what our zoom level is, right? So maybe we say times 1 divided by our zoom level, or 1 times our zoom level, or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. And then we can figure out how to adjust the scale of the texture to be a little more visible. Because obviously right now it's super tiny and hard to see. But I just want to get this centered. And if we can get that, we can figure out the image size, you know, whatever. That's not that hard. So what does this do? I can't really tell what it's doing at this scale, right? Because it's a mess. I mean, I guess we could just multiply zoom level to whatever we want. So maybe we just make this a base of 512. That would be fine. Doesn't matter. I mean, who says it has to be 1? So let's try this. So it's still way too tiny. I don't know why. That should be increasing the zoom scale. Going to 5, 12 instead of 1. Maybe it's still just too small. I mean, let's just preview it in here. It doesn't even matter what our zoom level is. Like, I mean, this is a crazy zoom level right now. If I go to 2000, it's still just like incredibly tiny. We have to go to insane numbers for this to become visible. I don't know why it's so huge, right? This is almost, what is that, 2 billion or something? Why does it have to be so much? Doesn't make any sense. So because I'm saying 1 divided by zoom level, but we need that to be the inverse of what the zoom level is. I mean, oh, is it because a larger value makes that need to be a larger value? It is. So we actually want this to be 0.0512 or whatever. Then when our zoom is at 6, that's what it looks like. Okay. Maybe 10 times larger. Yeah, okay, that's what we want the zoom to look like. Okay, so that issue has kind of been dealt with. Not really, but... But that's basically the exact same thing. It's just saying divided by 512, so it doesn't even matter. There's no change here. Let's just set it back to what we had. Right. It doesn't change anything. Okay. So I think I just need to multiply this offset by the inverse of what the zoom level is, right? And I feel like that would fix it, but it doesn't seem like it is. Because if I get rid of that, now the zooming is in the center, but then with it, it's broken. So I don't know, man. Maybe I don't want to do that, but just times whatever zoom is, since we're already getting the inverse anyways. Doesn't seem to matter, though. I don't know why it wouldn't change, though. Because at 1, it'll be half of the screen size. And then at 2, it should be the full screen size. So why does multiplying by zoom just do nothing? Why does it make it worse? It doesn't make any sense. Because if I comment that out, and then zoom, now it's in the center for some reason, but why? We're multiplying zoom by 1. How is that happening? What am I changing in this formula to make it do that? Right? I feel like a crazy person. Do we need parentheses there? Is it just evaluating weird? No. Then what am I doing to make that happen? How does multiplying something by 1 change it? Am I just crazy? Or is this like a weird issue? Does this make any sense right now? Screen size divided by 2 times 1. Unless the difference of 0.03 makes an enormous difference on what the screen size is, but I don't think that matters. Because basically if our screen size is 1920 divided by 2 times 0.1 times 1.03, oh no, it's a couple pixels different, but it shouldn't be that different. Do we need to divide by zoom? Whoa, that just is crazy. And what value is this switching over, right? Like, what value does it become centered around 0? It's like right around 1.9 again, that value. But it doesn't seem like it matters if we set it to that, right? What am I missing here? Because if I multiply it by that value, we still have the same issue as before. Right? Texture scale times 1000 is what that value is. Put that in parentheses. Maybe it wasn't 1000, maybe it was 100. So because now you can see it's centering around there. Which doesn't make any sense. Or I have to say plus that. That's our issue here. But it just doesn't work. Because if I ever change the screen size or anything, it all breaks down. If I change the size of this node like that, now it's over there. So is that our issue? Is that it is getting the center here, but it doesn't get the center depending on the screen size? So do I just need to say, like, this times our screen pixel size? But it still doesn't fix it. Oh, well, it depends. Maybe it does. So now it's, like, around there. Well, maybe screen pixel size isn't what I want to grab. Maybe it's texture pixel size, right? Like if our texture is over here, does it center around there? No, it's still in the same spot. Hey, Harry Cow, welcome in. What's up? I'm so confused on this, guys. I don't understand anything right now. I wish I had like 10 times more brain power so I could figure this out. Texture pixel size does nothing, so whatever. Screen pixel size seems to do nothing. It just kind of breaks everything. Now it's in the top left corner. Unless I say divided by screen pixel size. But then it's just insane. Yeah, this happens all the time. Don't worry about it. I need to change the restream server. I forgot to do it. I need to do it. I'm gonna write it down on my list of things. We're back. It's just OBS randomly disconnects from the restream server for some reason. I don't know why. This happened already in multiple other streams. God, this is so frustrating, guys. I don't know. I might have to take a whole different approach to this shader. Because I just can't get it to work right.
Where did Big Boy go?
I'm right here. I'm right here. Maybe there's something on Godot shaders somewhere, you know, about this. We search by canvas items. Well, we can't search for fog and canvas item at the same time, which is stupid. I mean, there are shaders for fog overlays, but I just don't think that they're going to work with screen space. I think most of them are going to be world space, which is not what we want, right? But we can try them, because I just want to see if there's anything in here that might do what we want. There's really only two. There's this one, which just looking at the stuff in here, it's just straight up using the UV, so it's not going to work. Right? You just create a parallax node and a color rect. So that's not what we want. And then this one, what does it use for the UV? It also just uses the UV. So it's just going to be a... It's only going to work for world space. So none of those are going to work. God, we're so close, guys. We're so close. It's basically right there. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What is the issue here? Just get rid of the position radio stuff. Vert's fine. It like seems like it works, right? Seems like it works just fine. But then when you actually get into the game and do it, it all falls apart. And I don't know why. It's just so much more convenient to use screen space. Because then I can just attach this to a player and have it like be an effect that can be applied anywhere. Normally what you'd have to do is have this be like an actual node inside of the world. So if I go like to example for the level, because it's how I did it with the Tyria shader, but I realize how much that kind of sucks. Because essentially what I have down here is just this massive water overlay over the entire area around Tyria. Right? And it kind of sucks. It technically works, but it's dumb. So I wish that I could do this and make it work for you know, just the screen. That would be ideal. Unless what I do is like, I don't know, maybe I could get a global position from this texture and use that as a UV. Right? I don't know if that would work. I doubt it, but we can try. Like kind of the same sort of shader tech that we used for the tile set shader stuff, right? So we get that inside of vertex. And I'll just keep setting vert in here. So varying global position. We can try it. And then we have our UV. And just for fun, let's just do all this. We're gonna say UV. And I just want to see what happens, right? So that does like work for world space, right? So, I mean, that's a nice way of doing it. We're saying model matrix times vertex instead of having to do it in the fragment shader, which is good. But then if I multiply this by the zoom level, it's gonna get funky in here. That should actually be just times zoom, I guess. Or whatever it is. Because it's still gonna be at the top left. And so I don't even think there's a way still to fix that from happening. Because the only option in here... I mean, what if I set that to 0.5 or something, right? It's probably not going to do anything. No. I could say vertex minus vec2, 0.5, 0.5, see if that does anything. But that doesn't work. Unless I just say all of global position minus vec2, right, 0.5, 0.5. But it's still just centered around 0. And also, I don't know if this is gonna, like, move along with the player position then either. Because I don't know if the global position thing will actually work for what we're trying to do. I don't know, man. It's freaking hard. I'm gonna have to end stream here in a minute. Let's see what this does really quick, just out of curiosity. Yeah, I mean, that's what I expected. It's just gonna be, like, locked to the screen. Because we're still gonna have to do all the other stuff. We're gonna have to say that plus offset. Right. And the zoom is obviously all broken. I mean, the nice thing about this is that it is mapping to the coordinates better instead of having to divide it arbitrarily by 512. So maybe it's better. And then position, you can see that's still way too fast though, so we do have to multiply this by texture scale. So that should be correct there. 16 seems to map to about 16 there. We can see what this looks like. It's not going to work. It's still going to zoom around the top left corner, but at least it simplifies a lot of this stuff. We don't have to do this coordinates line anymore and stuff, right? And we don't have to mess with the screen UV coordinates, which is good. So let's just see what it does really quick. So you can see it does follow the player position, but zooming is still completely broken. Screen scaling is fine. It gets janky for a second, but it does work itself out, you know? And that still, like, retains the position and the zooming. I'm gonna mess with this concept more, see if I can get this working. I wonder if it changes depending on my coordinates. No. I mean, let's try one last thing here, because it might be interesting. If I subtract this now, this one by vec2 of our stuff, right? So really quick, before we go, divide that by 512 and say times screen size divided by 2, or not times, but plus. Probably not going to work, but you never know. And then this will be it. Let's go see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. Shaders. Really hard, but they do pay off. I promise. Sometimes. So position stuff is fine, scaling's okay, but zooming is still completely broken. I just don't know what else we would do here to fix it. Is it because we're adding screen size? It's probably just stupid. One last try. This is because I made a mistake. Let's go pick somebody to raid while we're going. I don't know. Do we want to raid? Is there anybody in the team? Take a look at that. They're all playing games. I don't know. Okay. What happens if we rescale? No, it's still broken. So it doesn't, still doesn't work. I don't know. I'm gonna mess around with this after stream, see if I can figure it out. Because I really want this to work. Now it's like a challenge. So, but anyways, we're gonna go raid out. Who do we want to raid? What is Hypnotic doing? Games or something? Let's raid Hypnotic. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's stream, everybody. Sorry that I didn't do anything else but shaders, but I really wanted to get the this working today, but I'll keep working on it, try and figure it out. Thank you, gamers. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. MDT. Oh, is Hypnotic now in? Oh my goodness. I hate when this happens, when there's like nobody to raid. Okay, let's raid Mars instead. Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm all free. Let's raid Mars instead. Alright. Thank you, gamers. Feel free to buy Starground, join the Discord. Once I get these shaders finally working, I am going to do a big post about how they're all set up and how to use them, if anybody wants them. So yeah. Alright. Bye, gamers. Sorry we didn't work on enemies today, but we will tomorrow, I promise. So yeah. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.